Today, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison of the Sony Fx30, the Sony Fx2, and the Sony Fx3. Here is a comparison of some of the specs. Please feel free to pause the video if you'd like to take a closer look. Here's a comparison of the resolution, codecs, and frame per second available on each camera. First, we're going to take a look at sensors. The Fx30 is a 26 megapixel 6K sensor downsampled to 4K. The Fx2 is a 33 megapixel sensor which shoots 7K downsampled to 4K, and the Fx3 is a 12 megapixel sensor which shoots 4K. The Sony Fx30, the Sony Fx2, and the Sony Fx3 have 24-bit. Sony does have an XLR top handle. The Sony Fx30 and the Sony Fx3 have one mounting point on the bottom, while the Fx2 has two mounting points on the bottom. The Sony Fx30, the Sony Fx2, and the Sony Fx3 has cooling fans. The Sony Fx30, the Sony Fx2, and the Sony Fx3 only have a 3-inch screen. One thing I like about the FX series is that it has more buttons, which allows for more customizable options. I also like having a control wheel. The FX2 does have an EVF, while the Sony Fx30 and the Sony Fx3 has none. Next up is some side-by-side footage of the Sony Fx30, the Sony Fx2, and the Sony Fx3. Shot using S-Log3, I only added the Sony Rec. 709 conversion LUT. Which clip do you think is the Sony Fx30, the Sony Fx2, and the Sony Fx3? Please leave your guess in the comment section below. All right, here's the answer. Which footage looks best to you? I did my best to match the settings and exposure for each camera. The Sony Fx2 and the Sony Fx3 each use the Tamron 35 to 150 millimeter lens shot at f2.8. The Fx30 used the Sigma 17 to 40 millimeter shot at f1.8. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe as I'll be coming out with more videos soon. Thanks for watching.